Hello students. In this lecture we will see one more numerical on supermesh analysis. So the problem statement is we have to find out current through 8 ohm resistor and there is 8 ohm resistor. But if you observe this thing, so many current sources are there and even 4 meshes are there. But no problem, we can easily solve this thing. First of all, we will assume current over here I1 in this mesh current I1. Then I will have I2 over here in clockwise manner. Okay. Then I will have I3. No problem, I3 over here. Okay, 7 ampere is for this current source. Okay, I3 is moving over here. And then I will have I4 over here. Now, if you look at mesh 1, you can't apply KVL over here. But this current source is present on the outer side of this mesh. This is not the shared current source. So you can write over here from mesh 1. You can't apply KVL over there, but from mesh 1, if you see here, I1 is moving upward and 3 ampere is moving downward. So that will clearly give me one value. I1 is equal to minus 3 ampere. Now if you see this thing, there are 4 variables. I require 4 equations. So I will not prefer writing this in equation format because in some of the calculators we can go up to 3 equation 3 unknowns or 2 equation 2 unknowns. So I will try to reduce the system from 4 equations to 3 equation 3 unknowns or 2 equation 2 unknowns. Latest. Now because of the 7 ampere, you can't apply KVL in mesh 2 as well as you can't apply KVL in mesh 3. So mesh 2 and 3, they are forming super mesh. So we'll deal with super mesh later on. What about mesh 4? Can you apply KVL in mesh 4? No, you can't apply KVL in mesh 4 because again there is a current source over here. So here you can write from mesh 4. Here I4 is moving downward and 12 ampere is going up. So I4 is equal to minus 12 ampere. So I have found out actually 2 unknowns. And now I will go for super mesh analysis. So here I am writing super mesh analysis. Now super mesh is formed because of mesh 2 and 3. Okay. In super mesh, the first point is we have to observe the direction of current source. Okay, remember this thing, direction of current source. Now this current source, the shared current source 7 ampere is moving in this manner. So 7 ampere, let's say in this manner. Okay, this is just for my reference. Now what is the current in this direction? It is not just I3, it is I3 minus I2. So I will write over here I3 minus I2. So this will give me one equation as, minus 1 I2. Okay, minus 1 I2 plus 1 I3 is equal to 7, and this I will call it as equation number 1. Right now, up till now I have not mentioned any equation number, but right now I will mention this thing. And then I will apply KVL to super mesh. So I will highlight that path. So 6 ohm. Okay, you are traveling to 6 ohm. I am highlighting over here. Then 8 ohm. Okay. You are traveling through mesh 2 and 3, so you are going like this one, then 8 ohm, 10 volt, and then again back to this one. Okay, this is the path that you decided to apply KVL in this manner. You can't select any other path over here because if you try to select this path over here, there is a current source. If you try to select some other path, then there is a current source. So this is the only unique path available over here compared to 2 numericals that we have seen in last 2 lectures. The alternative path was available in that case, but here that is not available. So before applying KVL, I will mark the sign for the voltages. So plus minus, here 10 volt is already marked, so here plus minus. So you have to assign the sign for the voltages developed across the resistances. So I am starting at this point, KVL to super mesh. So minus 6 I2, go ahead. Minus 8 times, in bracket it will be I3 minus I4. Okay, I3 minus I4. You are moving downward. Okay, then plus 10, leaving sign, plus 10, go ahead. Don't go over here, you have to exclude that current source. Plus 5, KVL, every quantity should be voltage. Minus 4 times I2 minus I1 because you are going up through that 4 ohm resistor. And then you have completed the path, so this is equal to 0. So this will give minus 6 I2 minus 8 I3 plus 8 I4 plus this will become 15 minus 4 I2 plus 4I1 is equal to 0. Now one equation I have got in terms of I2 and I3. So I will again try to obtain one equation in terms of I2 and I3. I will substitute I1 minus 3 ampere over here and I4 minus 2. So this will remain minus 6 I2 and this will be minus 4 I2. So this will become minus 10 I2. So I have accounted I2k terms, this one and this one I have accounted. Okay, minus 8 I3, yeah, that is the only term over here, minus 8 I3. So this I have accounted. So this 8 I4. So plus I4 I will substitute as minus 12. So this will become minus 96, correct? Plus 15 as it is. This I have already accounted, and plus 4 I1. So this will become minus 12. Okay, 4 into minus 3, and that is equal to 0. Okay, so this will give minus 10 I2 minus 8 I3 is equal to, this will become 96 minus 15 plus 12. So right hand side will be 93. You can check this thing. Okay, carefully. So this is my equation number 2. So earlier I had 4 unknowns, I1, I2, I3, I4. But I have found out two values of the current, and I have reduced the system to 2 equations, 2 unknowns. So you can enter this equation and you can deal with this equation, and you can find out I2 and I3. So I2 turns out to be minus 8.28 ampere. Don't get afraid if you are getting a negative value. And I3 is equal to minus 1.28 ampere. You can check this. But the problem is not over yet. You have to calculate current through 8 ohm. So current through 8 ohm I am writing over here. So let's say if you are moving downward, then the current will be I3. If you are moving downward, then it will be I3 minus I4. And I have calculated the value of I3 minus 1.28 minus I4. I4 is minus 12. So this will become minus 12, and minus minus it will become negative, positive, and I will get the value of 10.72 ampere moving downward. So that is the answer, 10.72 ampere moving downward. So assign the sign for the current through the resistance. Don't assign the sign for the mesh currents. It will lead to more confusion. So try to avoid for mentioning the sign for the mesh currents. Okay, let these values be as it is over there. Thank you.